Joe, if you can, I just took a look at these, and these are some fancy looking eggs. This is Chef John Gibson from Mimo's Gastropub, and what are we making today?
Today we're going to make a Scotch egg. Give you a little trivia for you on the Scotch egg. It was started back in around 1730s by a department store called Fortnum and Mason. They're out of London. A lot of people think the Scotch egg came from the Scottish, but Scotch actually means force meat or actually ground meat.
Okay.
So that's what you do. You just take it, wrap it around a hard-boiled egg.
There's meat wrapped around the egg? We
have sausage, actually breakfast sausage wrapped around it, around the hard-boiled egg. Then we do it in the flour, the egg wash, and the panko, and then we deep fry it.
This is like the perfect thing to start your day off with,
right? This is like the super breakfast of champions right here.
The super breakfast. Okay, now it all starts with an egg, which we need to. How do we get started? You hard-boiled some eggs?
Hard-boiled eggs. Usually I do a egg around 9 minutes. The best way to do it if you're at home, because a lot of times when you boil eggs, they'll pop.
Right.
You know, if you throw them in hot water.
Right.
Best thing to do is start off cold water, throw them in cold water, bring it up to a boil. Once it comes up to boil, chop the heat and just set it off to the side and let it cool down. And then your perfect boiled egg every time.
How many can you do a bunch at once, or does it matter? They bump into each other and cause problems?
Normally I do about 6. I mean, at the restaurant, you know, we do like 15 to 30. But I mean, at home you can do like a half a dozen and knock those out real quick.
Okay, so we start with the hard-boiled egg.
We start with the egg. Let me grab my sausage real quick.
And you wrap sausage around this. If you can take a look at this, you can actually see the different layers because you cut the one open, which is very impressive looking as well as, I'm sure, tasting too. So good stuff.
So we have a special grind on our breakfast sausage, and what I do is add just a little bit more to it. Just a little bit of thyme, a little bit of rosemary, and a little bit of sage. And we'll just mix this up real quick.
Okay, and this is any kind of sausage?
Breakfast sausage preferably, because it has a nice flavor on it. You know, it has the sage flavor and everything else. And then what you want to do is take probably about 1 ounce or so of the meat, and you just want to make a patty in your hand like so. Very easy. Pop the egg in.
Okay.
And then what you want to do is you just want to wrap the sausage
all the way around the egg.
All around the egg and seal it in nice and firm, just like that. So,
how about that?
So that's your Scotch egg. And then all you do, you roll it in a little bit of flour.
And that's just regular flour?
Just as regular AP flour, all-purpose flour.
Okay.
And an egg wash, usually about 2 eggs. And then,
and some
panko. This is Japanese breadcrumbs. You can use seasoned breadcrumbs if you want, because what we do, we'll do these, and then after we get done, then we'll pop those in the fryer when we get done.
Well, we're not going to finish with this egg just yet. That's the beginning process, and we're going to do more coming up here on Studio 10. The recipe is on our website. You can check it out for yourself and follow along and cook these up because, Joe, this would be a perfect breakfast treat.
Definitely sounds like one. Can't wait to try that out. All right, All right, if you just saw me holding snakes, now I am putting on gloves because we're about to do some cooking and we're not using snake meat. So what are we going to do here, Chef John?
Basically, we're going to go through what we did before. I'll just show everybody how easy it is.
Okay.
I'll give you the portion.
Sure.
So what you want to do, get your ball of sausage.
Ball of sausage, all right. Sausage. Roll this bad boy up.
Well, actually, you want to make kind of a patty in your hands.
Okay.
So you get it in there.
Yeah.
And squish it flat.
Okay.
And get it as thin as you possibly can. Just like that. Like palm on a basketball. There you go. You're good.
Oh, I can do that. Because I used to throw down nasty dunks.
Okay.
Right. All right.
You take your egg.
Yep.
That's your egg. Grab it. Put it in there. You just wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
And you try, the key to the Scotch egg is to make sure that you get a seal on the breakfast sausage all the way around the egg.
Working on it?
Yeah, you can be rough with it.
I can be rough with it?
Yeah.
I don't want to, it's not fragile? It's not a fragile egg?
You can bounce these. No, I'm just
all right, so I got my seal. It's looking good.
Yep, so you just roll them out, and then what you want to do, a little bit of flour. This is AP flour, all-purpose flour.
Okay.
And then we'll go egg wash.
Okay.
Roll that around in there. And then panko. And that's what you got to do, man. Just like that.
And then after that, what would be the next step in the process?
After the next step, we'll heat up the oil.
Okay.
Usually we use soybean or canola oil. You can use corn oil also, something with not a high smoke point. Heat it up to 350 degrees, and then drop these guys in. Let them cook probably 3 to 5 minutes until it starts to turn a real dark golden brown, which we'll do in just a minute. And then let them cool a little bit, slice them up, plate them up, and eat them up.
Sounds great. Now, we got these ready to go, and we told you what we're going to do next. We do want to talk a little bit more about mimos, though, because you're kind of changing the way you're going to this gastropub. Tell us what this is all about.
Well, gastropub actually started back in around the 2000s by a guy named Ben Ford, which is actually Harrison Ford's son.
Really?
He brought it to the States with Ford Filling Station. Was the name of the restaurant, to Culver City, California. And it kind of kicked off there and has been going for a few years in California and moving eastward, like to Arizona and New Mexico. And I lived in California for a period of time, so we decided just to shoot ahead of the game and bring the concept here to Mobile. And basically it's craft beers, which we're using local beers from Gadsden. You know, we got Back 40 Brewery, we've got also Abita, Sweetwater, and also Fairhope Brewery, which just kicked off too.
Yeah, they've been here on the show. That's awesome.
So we got them coming in, and you know, we focused on quality from scratch food. So everything, our mustard is made from scratch, our ketchup is made from scratch. Everything that you see or everything we've done today everything is made from scratch. And
in addition to the craft brews and the ingredients, some fantastic menu items here, some very unique stuff here. Maybe we can talk a little bit about some of these things in the third segment as well. But this looks fantastic, man. You definitely need to go check it out. Where are you guys at so the folks can stop by?
We're at 2101 Airport Boulevard, right at the corner of Glenwood and Airport. We're right next to Antiques at the Loop.
All right, sounds good. Go check out Mimo's Gastropub. Right now, we need to check out the forecast, guys.
All right. And we are back in the kitchen today with Chef John Gibson from Mimo's Gastropub. We are making Scotch eggs, and we've gotten to the process where we're ready to put all the condiments on it. But real quick, when you make this, you hard boil the egg, you put the sausage around it. How do we get to this? We deep fry this?
We'll deep fry this about 300, we do it at 350 degrees for about 3 to 5 minutes till it turns, as you see, a nice dark golden brown. You pull it out of the fryer, just let it drain. You can serve these at room temp, or you can serve them hot, whichever you prefer. Back in the day, they would carry these around as snacks. So they would just pack them up and go as snacks. So, I mean, to carry them around is fine. At room temperature is fine, too.
So the sausage cooks when you deep fry everything?
Yes, that's what cooks the sausage. The egg is already done, so you don't have to worry about salmonella or any contamination right there.
Okay, so now that we've got it all cooked up, how do we get this ready to eat it?
Right now, you carefully slice it in half. Just hold on to it so you don't lose your crust. And you pop it open.
It's very pretty to look at too. It's one of those things that could be very impressive if you serve when you have people over or whatever.
It is. It's a lot good party food.
Yeah.
Really good party food.
And what kinds of things do we have over there that we might put on it?
This is the way we serve at the restaurant. Usually it's done with a gravy. We do what's called an ale mustard, which is a mustard we make in-house with Freckle Belly Ale. Okay. From Back 40. So you just do a little bit of that, do a little swoosh.
And if you don't know how to make this, can you buy this kind of thing someplace?
This is kind of I would say a Dijon mustard, or not a real spicy mustard or spicy Creole mustard. These are cornichons, or also known as gherkins. You can find these pretty much in any grocery store. And that is your dish. I mean, it's done, just like that.
And it looks really good. Now, start to finish, how long? We broke this up throughout the morning, but how long would you say it takes to make this, start to finish?
Start to finish, with the egg cooking time, it should take you no less than an hour.
And this is something you could make ahead of time and serve later?
You can make this like a day ahead of time or 2 days ahead of time. Have them already, balled up, ready to go, and then when you're ready for the party, drop them in the fryer, brown them up, and you're ready to go. Perfect.
All right, you brought some other things with us too to give us an idea of the food that y'all serve. This here is not, it looks like the egg because it's still, with a nice golden crust, but that's actually mac and cheese.
That is fried mac and cheese. We started these up, I guess we started them up probably about 12 years ago, but we've perfected the recipe, and what we do is it's a macaroni and cheese ball with smoked Gouda and white cheddar in the inside, cooked with a little bechamel or a cream sauce, and then we harden them up and then make them into little balls and deep fry them. On the top we have what's called sriracha, which is also like a hot sauce, a Chinese hot sauce, and then we pickle jalapenos, or candy jalapenos actually, and pop those on top. So you get that little sweet, spicy, and really smooth with the smoked Gouda inside. Sounds delicious. You also brought us some of your popcorn, and we have some people here who have been taste testing this, and they say it tastes delicious. This is an interesting combo for popcorn, right? This is caramel bacon popcorn. We pop the popcorn, make the caramel in the house, and then we roast cashews with it. And then once we, put it in the oven, it's kind of like making brittle. Okay, after we do that, we crush it up, and when we plate it up, we take that and we do bacon dust, what we call bacon dust. And basically it's bacon that we dried out, we put it in a spice grinder, grind it up to dust. And then we sprinkle it over the top and serve it straight out.
Sounds absolutely delicious. All of this looks good. Again, this is Mimo's Gastropub, and y'all are at the Loop.
We're right before the Loop, right next to Antiques at the Loop, corner of Glenwood and Airport.
Thank you very much for being here today. We're going to have a little sample fest in just a bit. Joe?
Sounds good.